Today, when we look at the Intracoastal waterway, we're told it's a modern engineering marvel. And sure, I've got no beef with the engineering marvel part, guys. It's the modern part. There's a problem. This waterway stretches over 3,000 miles, running from the Atlantic coast down to the Gulf of Mexico to Texas. And believe it or not, the idea of a protected inland route goes all the way back to 1808, when a Treasury guy decided we needed a safe passage for cargo and transport along the coast. Now let me remind you what had taken place leading up to this time. Washington, D.C. had just been supposedly built in Masonic form in the 1800s. Actually, 1800. The U.S. had just doubled in size with the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. And the Star-Spangled Banner wasn't even a thing yet. But this dude's already like, we need a water route that runs like the whole East Coast. All right, yesterday we needed it. All right, and Congress was like, bet. But let me check with the Queen first. We're like supposed to check in with her, but nobody can know. It's this thing, I don't know. Seriously, why were they even worried about canal infrastructure from Boston to Georgia at the time? I thought those regions were beefing back then, weren't they? Was that too early? Were they like cool then? Or I don't know, whatever. And isn't it funny how everything just popped up in the 1800s? Canals, railroads, electricity, petroleum engines. Oh yeah, and airships. And airships. But we all know how that ended. A little wordplay here. The Army Corps often describe their work as improving existing channels. And sure, maybe they were just redredging old routes of recent years, but man, there's a lot of perfectly carved cuts across the states. Go look for yourself, it's insane. When you really start looking, especially around the Gulf and parts of the East Coast, it becomes clear that much of these waterways were already here in some form. There are way too many dead straight inland and coastal cuts running for miles to nowhere or suddenly stopping. Suddenly stopping. You think that's natural? John Jensen, who actually passed away last year, the main researcher who was pushing this theory, points out that many intercoastal stretches are consistently 90 to 100 feet wide. He believes that was the original standard, set not by modern engineers, but by whoever came before. Let's look at Matamoros, Mexico, for example. Their smaller canals feed perfectly into a larger one, suggesting an older system, maybe for an ancient settlement. Now, Matamoros doesn't have much in the way of dredging records, but it does have a Civil War era harbor called the Port of Baghdad, which was a bustling site within the era. Yeah, I thought that name was weird too. Apparently, the natural harbor just happened to be sitting there, ready to go. So what did? They used it. They didn't even have to cut anything, all right? Head north to the Mississippi Delta, and it's a mess of canals, guys, a mess. We're told most are of oil, logging, or flood control, but take a look. Some of these things run in straight lines for 50 to 80 miles and fade in and out like they're wearing down with time. Are we seeing the remnants of an ancient waterway? I think so. Up and down the Intracoastal, you'll also spot these rectangular inlets cut sharply into the land right off the main channel. I've got screenshots for days, guys. Those aren't natural, and you're not convincing me otherwise. What were they used for? Storage bays, docks, waterways leading to homes and businesses. Isn't that fun to think about? An advanced civilization that was once here. What were these cuts of land made for? Fun. I'll leave you with a quote from Jensen's book, Ancient Canal Builders. The ancient canal builders were a highly complex and technically advanced civilization that lived on the Atlantic and Gulf Coast of North America prior to 7,100 years ago. Their range stretched from Long Island Sound to Mexico, and the evidence suggests a population of 200 to 500 million people. Now, I personally think they might have been more recent times than that, but hey, that's just me. He also adds, another major characteristic is the sunken harbors and connecting canals that appear much like our modern ones, near ocean industrial systems. He marked them out in everything off the coast of mainland Florida, as well as in the Keys. He's even spotted them off the coast of New York, Virginia, and Maryland. So go check it out. It's a great read. So maybe it's time to ask, were we really the first ones to carve these routes, or did we just rediscover, deepen, and rebrand an ancient grid? The evidence is there. You've got the tools. Google Earth is free. Go look for yourself. Love y'all, and have a good day.